There he is. What a guy.
And then this.
Yo, Eagles Nation, stand up. Yo, how'd Barkley put it? Looking like another grease pole night in Philly.
Facts.
I missed my cue because I was taking a swig of coffee. What's up? It's episode 92, people, the Reggie White edition of the Grease Pole Podcast. Appreciate you being here. We are one more Monday away from it being the draft officially. What a time of year, dude. I know, right? I know. I feel like Tony Montana. Like, just give me all of it. Give me all of it, dude. Yeah, like, so yeah, there's that. Handful of things to get to today. V is not here. She is yeah, she's the grown up between the two of us. I'm just here to bullshit.
It's Erwin R. Shyster time.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So yeah, there's that. She'll be back next week, but she sent gifts, which we will get to later. But in the meantime, we mentioned the Fantasy Hockey League here a lot on the pod.
Well, you know, it's something we do literally daily.
Yes.
And you know,
yes.
All three of the members of the show, friend of the show, Joe,
Hot Joe,
the four of us, we all partake.
Yep.
So of course it's going to come up a lot.
It is, dude, and I love it. So it's championship week.
Ooh.
It's been whittled down to 2. Your boy squaring off against our guy Hot Coast Joe.
I'm so happy.
And yeah, dude.
Well, because like. So I'll tell you 2 things. First of all, so I was in the 5th place game this week because I lost to you last week.
Yeah, quarterfinals.
So on Tuesday you had 15 assists when I went up against you. I finished this week with 32. I'm like, where was this last week?
It's the way it always works.
Where was this last week?
I know, dude. I know. It's annoying as fuck. And like it. So I played Mike, reigning champion, who beat Joe last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it pissed me off because I was up Saturday afternoon. I remember texting you guys yesterday or late Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was up 8-1.
It's like, oh,
like, okay,
we got this.
Yeah, kind of tight in a few spots, but I'm like 8-1, man. Like I feel like I can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back Saturday night, 11:30, and was like, yo, he's up 5-3. What the fuck?
He does that all the time.
All the time.
The damn time.
And I love him. It's my guy. But I'm like, I almost didn't send the text because I figured you were up, but I don't know. Hot Coast Joe, he REM cycles.
Yeah, he's
so
to be that beautiful, you got to get up in the 8.
You have
really
to.
Early in the AM.
Yeah. You're not calling it a night at like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
like my ass. So I was like, should I not? But I was like, I need to therapy real quick. I need to get this out.
Well, all 3 of us have faced that against him.
Yes.
So,
the motherfucker.
Again, like, he seems like a nice enough dude, even though he's offered me some really laughable trades.
His trades are egregious. There's one of those guys in every league, and we have Mike.
So, but like, he seems like a nice enough dude, but like, I hate playing him.
Yes.
Because it never fails. Like, either the guys don't show up, which that's hockey.
Right.
Or he pulls something out of his ass.
Yeah, dude.
It's like,
I know.
What is happening?
It's
Why?
irritating. I know, man. 'Cause you're like, what happened 10 minutes ago? You know?
Yes.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I stashed all my waiver transactions for yesterday. And that, like, I was just walking around the house all day yesterday morning, like, just wrecking cold brews. Like, all right. Like, I was looking at numbers, dude. I was that guy. I'm like, all right, I got to choose wisely here.
Yeah, dude.
Because everything was razor thin, and I'm like, I'm cashing in all these fucking transactions. So at least I could say I made it to the championship. Like, whatever happens against Joe, cool. But I'm like, at that point, he was comfortably ahead of Taylor. And, like, I checked. I was like, he's working her. So she's probably not catching him.
Yeah.
And I was like, Like, I at least want to get there against our guy.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
I can feel better about coming in at 5th if one of y'all wins.
Yes.
And at this point now it's you guys are 1 and 2.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
We're guaranteed to win. He was the 2 seed. I was the 5. So Goons versus Zamboners.
You're the dog.
Yes, big time. So yeah, man. We tried to get our guy on, but he's got some obligations.
He's a sweet, sweet man with his family.
What a guy, right? What a guy. I know. While I'm here goofing off with you while, they're being adults.
Yes.
I
do want to say, like, I think I have less a problem with Taylor because the same thing would happen against her.
Yeah.
Like, where she would pull something out or she would just work me. That happened a lot too.
Yes.
this season. But like, it's something about she's not making moves all week. Like, she just has the squad. Like, she drafted well.
Yeah. That's how dude, I hadn't made moves in a while until yesterday. And I was like, fuck, I have to.
Yeah.
And now I have to do the scramble of like, there's some dudes I want back.
Yeah, good luck.
And like, right, like
hopefully Joe doesn't scoop him.
I know, and he's gonna,
yeah.
Dick. But I'm like, because I tried to put in a few claims this morning, and Yahoo was like, you can't claim a dude that you just dropped on the same waiver cycle. And I'm like, at least I can say I made it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that. I'm really confident in the draft I had, dude. That's why I was hoping he would be here, because like, we got good squads. Just for some reason, I mean, everybody does. All of us do. But for some reason, my team doesn't match up well against him, man.
Yeah.
And he knows
historically
it.
This season. Yeah.
He knows it. He's worked me all year.
Yeah.
Last time we played, I had a good lead up against him up until like Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And I felt really good. I was like, I'm up like 7-1. And then midweek happened, Wednesday slate. And I'm like, all right, Joe happened.
Well, the thing that always happens to me is inconsistent goaltending.
Mm-hmm.
Because Leonard and Bob were like at points like the best part of my squad.
Right.
And then other parts like leading into the playoffs, the worst part of my squad.
Yes.
My keepers against you got shellacked. And so then it's like that 15 goals you had by Tuesday is insurmountable.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like I could have let that go, but
right.
like that's the only thing I can chase after because my goalies are
shit all over themselves. Yeah. And that's what, like, at one point my goalies were my goalies went off this past week, which was nice.
Yeah.
But when I was figuring out the waiver transactions yesterday, my guy, Flyers goalie, kind of hot, who I drafted way fucking earlier than I probably should have, the way everything played out. He was the first, because he's probably going to be out for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. He was the first one. Like, I was like, maybe he'll be my goalie keeper going into next year. Mm-hmm. But I was like, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
The only one I'm going to have to potentially like fight him for is Taylor, because she's also a Flyers fan.
Yeah.
And you know what, Taylor, if you want him.
Doesn't she have Markstrom, though? I think she has Markstrom.
She has Markstrom, and I can't remember who else.
Her keepers are good.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening.
Yeah. She's not going to be going for him in like the first round next year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? This is an easy departure. Fuck out of here, Carter Hart.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who I dropped him for. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But I was like, this is the easy one. So yeah, man. It should be interesting. It's going to be another stressful week. Your boy made it to the fantasy championship in football finally.
Yeah.
Well, I had made it a couple times, but finally won it. So I'm hoping,
Yeah, no.
maybe this will be the year that,
Joe's beatable. I beat him. I think we played 4 times. I beat him twice. So he's beatable.
It's just, he's a matchup problem for me, dude. It's like our teams in real life, the Flyers and the Caps.
Yeah. Well, he's also, he's hockey guy. Like he definitely looks at the waivers. He definitely, he makes his choices wisely.
He already added a dude.
Yeah. See,
I was like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
The puck hasn't even dropped yet.
That's the other thing that Mike does. And for some reason, maybe it's because I just be loving Joe. It doesn't bother me with Joe.
No, it doesn't bother me either. But like, when we're like, hey, you want to come on the pod to cut promos on each other? And you're like, no, because dinner and obligations. But here you are on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
The fuck, man. We love you, Joe. But
what a guy.
Yeah, man. What a guy. He sent a text to us though in the group chat though before. Do you want to read it? Because I've not looked at it yet. Because I can't talk trash to somebody that's not here.
Yeah.
I guess he'll go back and listen. He does. So he supports us. And we support him too. The Hard Work Works app. Hard work. I can never say that.
It's a lot of W's.
Dude, right?
Hard work. works.
There it is. I'm not going to try again. Yeah, I tried to go quick, and
hard work works. I mean, it's doable, but you have to really think about it.
You got it. Yeah, it's the brain has to catch it.
So Joe says, my words are, and I quote, "You want a prediction? Go back and listen to the first episode when we talk pucks. You'll know who's going to win. Bet." End of quote.
This motherfucker.
No, he's been talking Cash S all season long.
A lot, dude.
Yeah.
And he comes at your boy because he knows he owns my ass. So here we are, last week of the year. And I just want this motherfucker to know, like, 2 of his best players he has, they're not even the best players on their teams. I got him.
Mm.
He's got Alex Barkov. Good for you. Good for you. Because your boy's got Jonathan Huberdeau.
Yeah.
Possible Hart Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Johnny Gaudreau. I got Matt Tkachuk because I like 90 sperm. So, yeah, which is weird because I was like, him and a couple other dudes early is when I used to like, I was doing well in hits. And now Matt Tkachuk is like the only dude I have that's physical. Man. And I'm like, he's not racking up like 30 hits a game. So I'm just going to like, I resigned myself that I'm just going to lose in hits every week. I don't give a shit.
Unless you pick up like an Eli Tolvanen, he's a hitter.
Yes, he is. He is.
And he's always available.
He is, unless fucking Joe gets him.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, so he's got, like 5 transactions left this week. Weird that I'm keeping up with it.
Well,
you know, kind of have to.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to back pocket all of them.
Clutterbuck was a hitter too, but like he went down like right before I released him, I think.
Yeah.
Or right after I released. I think he was day to day, and I was like, okay, well, you're not getting me hits if you're not playing. So
right. What?
Bye.
You literally, you've got one purpose, and you can't, not on IR.
So bye.
You're not solving it.
Oh God, that was the other thing that frustrated me. So Krug came back last week to play the fifth place game.
Mm-hmm.
Goes nuts.
Yeah.
Assist crazy. And he got a goal in his first game.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the hell were you a week ago? I know,
needed
dude.
You last week.
Yes. Thanks for showing up late.
Or they could have put him on IR so I could have had another dude, you know, for that week. Like I'm glad I didn't drop him, obviously, because he came back and played well last week. He got me 5th place.
Yeah.
But like, where were you when I was trying to get to the second round?
Right. That's the hardest part about fantasy hockey is like whatever the country singer's name is, Kenny Rogers, I think. No one to hold him, no one to fold him or whatever. Yeah. Like, because it's tough. Like during the regular season, I held on to Patrick Laine for weeks because I was like, I'm treading water here. Eventually he's going to come back. And he came back and he was white fucking hot for like 2 weeks. I was like, okay, cool. Naturally, he's cooled off now because playoffs and I need him.
Yes.
But yeah, so I don't know. Who knows, man? But I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. It's nice to be in the Cup Finals.
It's like whenever there's like actual Stanley Cup participants that you don't care about. Like last year, it's like, yeah, I'm rooting for Joe, but like if he loses, then what? Like I really don't. It's like,
yeah,
like this way, like I don't have a rooting interest.
You know somebody who won either way, right?
Cool.
Yeah, dude. I'm
actually going to pay attention.
Right. You've got a rooting interest on either side. It got to a point yesterday where like V had to check me like she did the night of the fantasy football championship because I think I even told you guys like I was frantically refreshing the shit. Like I was locked into the end of Blues Preds because
7 goals in a quarter.
Yeah.
Period rather.
Yeah, dude. Because I have Ryan O'Reilly and he had like 2 dudes for the Blues and 2 dudes for the Preds. I remember he's got Tanner Jeannot because I had him earlier in the year and dropped him on a whim because I needed a spot start and he scooped him up.
Yep.
Those were hits I could sorely use right now.
Yeah, dude.
And so, yeah, I was like, all right, let me make sure everything stays copacetic here. So I was like locked into St. Louis, Nashville as if my fucking life depended on it. She's like, we went through this with football. I'm like, I know, but
pucks.
Yeah, but I could be in another one, and I'm a child sometimes. So yeah, we love you, Joe, but go to hell this week. I hope your dinner sucks. Not really. We love you, but yeah. So there's that Tugnutt Cup Finals, second annual. Results to come next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And hopefully we get some replacements on I beat one of the dead teams.
So, yeah. I've got 2 lined up. There's another one that I'm kind of curious whether or not they're like, there's 3 people that have been kind of like, one that hadn't really set his lineup all year. I don't know. The dude might be dead.
Oh God.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I got 2 lined up for next year and possibly a third if needed.
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm not. Everything's staying the way it is.
Well, Thomas,
I'm not doing a redraft.
Yeah, because man, nobody needs that.
No, the hell with that.
Yeah.
Like, plus selfishly, not to be a dick, kind of really like my team.
Yes.
Like I was looking at it, I'm like, if we're doing like we all talked about, a forward, a defenseman, and a goalie, like I don't know who my forward is going to be because narrowing it down to one's going to suck. Yeah, like, I got Huberdeau, Kaprizov, Kachuk, Panarin. Like Fiala's been red hot lately.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I don't either, dude.
I don't know.
I'm looking at like, do I go Homer? Well, I feel like Jesper Bratt, I can probably still re-get.
That's the thing. Yeah, you got to play like, all right.
But like he had such a good season that he might be on people's radars now. So
right.
It's like now if I let him go out into the wild, does somebody else grab him? But I also have McKinnon. How do I let McKinnon go?
You can't because he won't make it back to you, dude. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, now
Tarasenko's been fucking hot this year.
And especially as playoff teams, we're going to be picking in the back half of the draft. Yep. So it's like I know for a fact, anybody I drop back in, none of them are making it to me, dude. Yeah. So it's basically like, see you later. Yeah. Have fun, whomever.
Lindholm. I'm probably not getting Lindholm back. He's been huge for me.
Yeah. Like the struggles of a playoff team, man.
Yep.
Good for you teams that suck because you're going to have a lot to pick from next year.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for Thomas for like at least owning up that, oh yeah, by the way, I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Thomas is fantasy guy. You can always count on him to be active. And like he kind of reached out to me and was like, hey man, like kind of forgot like, last week or two. Cause I knew there was no way I was catching the last wild card spot, but like I'm good for next year. Just don't think I'm being that guy. I was like, nah, you're good, dude. Like he's the one that got me into fantasy to begin with. Yeah. Like you're good. I've got no reservations about you. It's couple of the other people, you know what I mean?
I wonder if they listen because I'd like to call them out.
I would too. I really would. But yeah, we'll leave them. Look, all of us in the league know who they are.
Yeah. Okay? I just want to like reiterate, like there's nothing more frustrating than playing the team that doesn't set their lineup at all and still being in a fight.
Dude,
that is frustrating as hell.
Yeah. Or, hey, I'm fighting for playoff seeds here.
Yeah.
And other squads got the layup.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, here I am scrapping with, Joe, Mike, Taylor, you and I, whoever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is cool.
And you look at their roster and like it's dudes that are tearing it up. It's like,
yeah,
I'd like to have that person.
Right. That'd be nice.
Sitting on a roster.
Yeah. Here, I'll offer you a 10th round pick.
Yeah.
I'll screw next year's owner. They're likely going to be Bruins fans. So the hell with them.
So that's our fantasy hockey for the week.
Tugnutt Cup Finals are here, people. That's why your boy's wearing the flying skate. I had to break this thing out.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Before there's a couple draft things I want to babble about before we wrap this episode up. Should we do what do you want to do first? I don't
want this to get too warm.
Good call. Okay, so let's do this. So Nitro Pepsi taste test, kids. I'm gonna hold it up for the camera.
Me too.
There you go.
There we get the double look.
I was holding it the wrong way. Your wife has them. Shout out to Kristen, and it looks like a Guinness.
Yeah.
It really makes me want a car bomb. So.
God, you love that sound.
Oh, dude, right? Right? It sounds like regret.
Pour hard.
Draft Cola. I'm curious, man.
Well, they got
what this is all about.
They got me. This was all marketing. I saw the commercials.
I felt dumb because I knew I was forgetting something on the way over here. Shout out to you for the coming through clutch with the glasses, because you had texted me yesterday about bringing over a couple pint glasses, and I was like, Fee, don't let me forget. And she was like, okay. And then we had life happens sometimes, and I was on the way over, and when you brought these over, you do the thing when you leave, do I have everything?
And it's always wallet, keys, phone.
Every time, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. I've got the other little goodies. I'm straight.
Yeah.
And I got here and you brought these in, and I went, son of a bitch. I knew I was forgetting something. But yeah, so it's the Pepsi's got a nice little head on it.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see what does it smell like? I'm a big smell test guy. Smells like Pepsi.
It smells like Pepsi.
Shaka. Let's see what's up.
All right. So it definitely tastes like Pepsi. Like, let's get that. It's not like it's some life-altering experience here.
Right.
But I will say, they got me with the word creamy.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily. It's definitely softer. Like it. Let me get another one.
So as soon as I took a sip, I looked at your can and I saw these words, and my eyeballs also immediately went to creamy.
Smooth,
and I went,
creamy.
You know what? They're right, because not to be Billy Joel, we didn't start the fire yelling about Cola Wars, but if you give me a choice of like Coke or Pepsi, I'm a Coke guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is nice.
This is very nice.
This is better. I would take this over traditional Pepsi Cola
easily.
You know,
easily. It's like it says, creamy, smooth, easy to drink.
Mm-hmm. I'm already half done with mine. This means I'm gonna have to have a vigorous piss at some point.
I also want to point out, like, no, this isn't life altering. This isn't like, oh my god, the greatest thing I've ever drank or anything. It's Pepsi with nitro. If you like a little gimmick with your beverage.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's not, you shouldn't run out to the store and be like those people that are killing each other for a pair of Jordans.
Yeah.
Those people shouldn't even be killing themselves for pairs of Jordans, but nothing's worth that. Neither is this. But if you happen to be passing it,
yeah,
I'd recommend.
The 4-packs right now are 3 for $13 at the Kroger. And then if you want just the single cans at the Kroger, it's 2 for $4.
Oh, that ain't bad. That ain't bad.
I mean, this is about the size, a little bit smaller than like an energy beverage.
Yeah.
So like, I recommend cooling it.
Yes, you probably drink it cold. Yeah, room temperature. This would probably be cheeks.
I like this a lot. I like this a lot better than a regular Pepsi. For
sure. I do too. It makes me feel like I'm drinking a beer, which is a nice feeling.
Yeah.
You know? Side note. Your boy the other day, 2 beers. 2 draft Yinglings.
There you go.
You know what? I'm good.
Yeah.
And I was like, kind of missed this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not the part that would subsequently come afterwards, but it was just nice to kind of belly up to a bar and just, let me get a Yingling, please.
A lager.
You know, a lager, dude. It was nice. I was like, this feels good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's nice when the one doesn't lead to, 7, 12.
And that was 13. The hard part, dude. So for me, I was always more of a whiskey guy anyway. So I was like, you know what? Let me just dip the toe in here, get a beer, you know, like a human does.
Yeah.
And it was nice. I felt like a man, dude.
Yeah.
I felt like a man.
Well,
nice beer.
I used to talk to my father-in-law, like, and his big thing was, like, basically a beer would be a reward for something. Like, he just mowed the lawn. I'm gonna have a beer.
Good way to look at it.
Yeah, like, I'm that way right now with beer, where, because I've always been a beer guy. Like, I genuinely like the flavor of beer.
Yes.
And that's tough when you're an alcoholic. Especially when you're in recovery.
Right.
But like, I feel like I could buy a beer a month.
Right. Be fine.
Have a beer and not have my world taken over by it.
Right. And not
thinking, when's the next one?
Yeah. Not have to pick up the pieces the next day.
Yeah.
You know?
If I get a 6er, I'm not going through that 6er in a night. I'm having one and then
1, 2, take the edge off.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was nice, man. It was nice. Yeah. So, we'll see where that goes. But I found like, without getting too whatever, and I mean, but it's a mindset. I'll just leave it at that. You know what I mean? So, yes, bless you. So yeah, man, it kind of made me feel like that. I was like, ooh, this feels like the other night. Plus, I miss the taste of a Yingling, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
there's something about the bubbles.
Oh my God, man.
It's a very nice feeling.
It is.
Especially like, this has been my go-to. Because I keep it in the freezer like always. That way, whenever I buy anything, it's going in here.
Hell yeah, dude.
A lot of times, another thing, if you miss the flavor of beer, and this is going to sound completely ridiculous, NAs are no joke. Like you have to.
I've heard that.
You have to like you really got to research, and you're really gonna have to try some, because some are just piss water. Like it's gross. But like there's some like strangely enough, O'Doul's Amber.
Yeah.
Really fucking good.
Solid.
It's really good. There's been a couple like they're now coming out with like hazy IPAs that are non-alcoholic, depending on how you feel. I don't like an IPA.
Same.
But like the fact that it was available to me,
sure,
like,
is nice.
Normally it's O'Doul's.
Yeah.
And
That's
St. Pauli Girl if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe Budweiser came out with Bud Zero, which
I was thinking Michael Scott now with the St. Pauli Girl.
If you like Budweiser, Bud Zero is good too.
Yeah, Budweiser's nice. Yeah. Budweiser's solid, but heavy.
Coors Edge is probably my favorite one that I've come across.
Okay.
You can't find it everywhere. The first time I had it, I think we were actually in Pennsylvania. We were camping.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the place down the road here.
Yep.
I think they carry it.
Okay.
So, and it's like $7 for a sixer,
which
so
ain't
like,
terrible.
no.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you are worried about, man, I might go overboard.
Yeah.
Grab a sixer NA instead. And then if you do go overboard, what did you really do?
Right. I just got to pee a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
So
nobody's getting harmed here, including ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is the important part. But yeah, man. So I don't know if that counts as I'm off the wagon or what, but it literally did. There was no effect. You know, I was able to drive. I was able to function. Like I was good.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like, this is nice, man. So yeah. Yay beer. Nitro Pepsi, definitely recommend over regular Pepsi, in my opinion, for that matter. Let's go ahead and get to these.
Yeah.
Because
well, V couldn't be here and said, I'm going to send sugar in my stead.
Yeah, V mentioned she was like, no Peeps this week for Justin. So go ahead and bring these. So this is what we've got. I keep moving it the wrong way. Peeps Ring Pops, essentially. God. Is what we have. I keep doing this thing where I have gum in my mouth too.
Yeah, it's a ring pop.
This is it? Yes. Oh, mine's yellow. You got pink one.
I got pink.
They're in the shape of a peep. Okay. So am I holding this in the I'm not very good at this. That's what I've decided. Okay. Let's see what's up.
Definitely smells like marshmallow.
Dude, I can't even put this on my pinky. I got sausages, man.
I got at the very edge.
They're so good.
I'm not going to front. That's good.
Isn't it? Better you take this over a regular Peep, traditional?
Yeah. So
they're good.
That tells me that the flavor isn't the problem with a Peep.
Texture.
It's clearly got to be the texture.
Yeah.
Even though marshmallow is the primary flavor.
Right.
Which this definitely tastes like marshmallow.
Very much. It's very sweet, which is good. But yeah, it's very, very, very heavy marshmallow flavor. It's weird because I'm big on textures.
Mm-hmm.
Like very big. There's a reason why like mushrooms, hell out of here with that. I can't do them. This is solid though. I like this. I honestly do kind of prefer them to regular Peeps, come to think of it. And it's cool because they're Peep shapes. I wonder if they have bunnies, because all we have right now are
two chicks.
The two chicks.
Two chicks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Two chicks at the same time.
I wonder how odd this looks on YouTube.
I had one of these.
But yeah.
You got a Peeps ring?
Yeah.
It's weird because I want to bite it.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
the flavor makes you want to because you think Peep.
Right. I'm like,
there's no way.
Yeah.
I've licked it like 3 times.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't know that I want to sacrifice my teeth. I don't know. Is that good? It's close.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
I just bit his beak off, though. So there's that. It is very good, though. That said, I'm not going to eat this entire fucking thing on YouTube. I will get to it later, though, however, because it was very enjoyable.
At how tasty that is.
I know. Should we include that on our Peeps Power Rankings? Because V kept one. The kids got one also. So she'll be able to include it on her Power Rankings.
I don't know.
We'll all convert. I feel like it's apples and oranges.
Yeah, because
you know,
part of the thing with the Peeps is the texture.
Right.
And I think it's important. It's important to really lift up the flavors that we're able to get past the texture.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
100%, dude. 100%. And I look, man, I'm all in there. And it's a simple thing. You can put it down. You can get back to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, which is what I'm going to do later with a lollipop ring. But very good, though. Wherever you can find them, definitely buy them.
Again, surprised. I can't believe I enjoyed that.
Right? I was skeptical, too, because texture. I was like, what is this going to be like?
Yeah.
And then as soon as I put it in my mouth, pause. I was like, you know what? Impressive.
Tastes like a Peep, but it doesn't have... It's the weird candy
yes.
crap that fucks with you with a Peep.
And see, I love regular Peeps, but this, which made me skeptical of lollipop form.
Yeah.
But I also am 6 years old sometimes. And when we pulled it out and I saw it was a little chicky, I was like, oh,
I'm in.
Cool. They're Peep shapes. Yeah. So, would you like a Pop-Tart? They're raspberry flavored.
I just ate before you got here. So
yeah, I'm gonna eat these because I haven't eaten any day, and I was told to eat these. So
you should probably eat them.
I'm absolutely going to eat them. I think I'm going to eat them. It's only appropriate here on this pod if I eat these while talking about the draft. So
what do you got? Frosted raspberry?
Raspberry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a pleasant surprise because she had said they were blueberry, and I actually prefer the raspberry to the blueberry slightly. Although the blueberry is a 1B to raspberry.
I was going to say, I feel like that's a toss-up.
It is.
It depends on the day.
It's very close, but I've grown very partial to the raspberries. So there's that. Anyway, Justin, if you could hit me in the face with the draft sound.
Yes.
Whenever you get a chance, I'm going to keep shoving Pop-Tart crust in my face. So the draft is, at this point, how dare I speak over that sound? We're 10 days away from the first round of the NFL draft, Thursday night, April 28th. And real quick, we'll get to more draft shit next week. But I wanted to look at as all these mock drafts and everything are coming out. Some of the best case, just a handful of best case scenarios and worst case scenarios for the Birds. And for me, this is real simple. I think best case scenario, one of them is you have to come away with somebody on offense and defense in the first round with the 15th and 18th pick. You have to. I think you take your receiver, because clearly Howie Roseman's so fucking great at choosing them that we have to take one probably 3 years in a row. So with the 15th and 18th pick, you come away with either a Drake London, I don't think he'll be there, but him, Chris Olave, whomever. One of the top receivers in this draft. And you follow that up either way, depending on how the board falls. You get you an edge rusher as well, linebacker, even though we haven't drafted one in the first round since 1979. This will be a good year with Devin Lloyd, if he's there, Nakobe Dean. Or you can get one of the tier 2 pass rushers, a guy like George Karlaftis. David Ojabo, to me, had Eagles written all over him until he tore his ACL at Michigan's Pro Day. That dude I thought for sure was going to be Philadelphia Eagle if he had made it all the way to 15. But he tore his ACL. I mean, he's still eligible to be picked, sure, but 15th overall for a dude with a blown ACL is a little egregious, especially when you have needs as this team does. So that's the way I look at it. You go into the second round that way, having already had somebody on either side of the ball, right? You've got whomever on offense, whoever on defense. So you've got somebody in your back pocket for each side of the ball. So you start ahead in a sense, because to me, this draft is going to be predominantly defense heavy for the Birds. I don't know. I'm not Howie Roseman. It's just a hunch, right? When you look at kind of the way this draft is, the class that's coming up, the class that we have, rather, available to be drafted in 10 days, and this team's needs, and just based off Howie's draft history, I think this is going to be a very defensive-heavy draft. Just an opinion. So I think your best case scenario is to bookend offense, defense, whichever position, either or, first and second round, so that way if you do skew heavy offensively or defensively, you have one of each to kind of kick things off here. You've got multiple first rounders. It's the first time Howie has. Do not fuck this up, you dick. To that point, I think the best case scenario is, and I don't know that this is going to happen. It's funny because we did the big board episode about a month ago. He was one of the guys that I mentioned was no way going to fall to 15. Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame. And I still don't think he makes it to 15. I don't. But after his combine, and there's been some, like, basically the way his style of play fits defenses now in the NFL. And that's kind of what happens in this arduous-ass process of having 4 months between games and and the draft itself is dudes' games get dissected, and which is good and bad, but it has good. It's good for some dudes like Trayvon Walker, bad for some dudes like Kyle Hamilton, who it just seems like shit comes out of the ether to kind of have them slide down mock drafts, which mock drafts don't necessarily mean anything, but you start to see Kyle Hamilton sliding down the board in the first round a little bit. And look, this dude, if he's there at 15, please don't get cute. Don't wait. Oh, maybe, the Chargers are the Saints, 16 and 17. Maybe they won't take him. Maybe he'll be here at 18. No, because somebody could leapfrog your ass at 18 and snatch him. If Kyle Hamilton is there at 15, grab him immediately. Whatever you want to say about Kyle Hamilton, look, this is a guy that can make plays anywhere inside the box. He can cover tight ends in space. Like, this dude is versatile. To me, he's one of the top 5 players in this draft, if not top 3. If you can get him at 15, you take him. The safeties on this roster right now are Anthony Harris, who's the best one, Kayvon Wallace, who I like that pick, 4th rounder a couple years ago, and Marcus Epps. Get the hell out of here. Like, I understand positional value, but at the same time, you can't roll that out there and be fired up. You can't. And then sit here and blame Jonathan Gannon's schemes. Okay, you can't. Like, I'm not sitting here pounding the table for Jonathan Gannon here, but if you've got a guy like Kyle Hamilton that falls in your lap at 15, Howie, for the love of God, don't outthink the room. Just take the motherfucker. Because that's value that you didn't expect to get. Couple of worst-case scenarios. To me, there's 2 things I'm afraid of going into this draft. One, Howie not being able to help himself and putting these picks together to trade up, because that's his MO. Howie, because he probably has a tiny penis, very much enjoys you talking about his moves. He loves being talked about and, the transactions he makes. Look at the move. Not that I'm shitting on the trade with the Saints because it makes sense, but Howie loves being in the news. He does. He likes people talking about the shit he does. So to me, it looked like last year, he moved up to get Devontae Smith. There's been a lot of moving up and moving back over the years too for Howie Roseman, but there's been a lot of moving up. And when you have 2 ones that you could possibly package up and move up to get, a Sauce Gardner or a Derek Stingley Jr., or even a Kyle Hamilton or whomever, pick a receiver, Drake London, whatever. I think I could very easily see how he do that. We've seen him do it before. Again, he did it last year. My thing is, this team for a playoff team, and we have to put an asterisk next to the playoff team thing, because it's a playoff team only because there's 7 playoff teams now. Like, in the real world, this team wouldn't have been a playoff team until we started letting in JV-ass playoff teams 2 years ago. We're that JV-ass playoff team. This roster for a playoff team, air quotes, is not that great. Okay, it's okay. It's not like the 29th best roster like Pro Football Focus said it was, but at the same time, there's a lot of holes here that need to be filled. And by the way, you still don't know if your quarterback's a long-term answer or not. That's what this year's supposed to be. So I wouldn't go wheeling and dealing but so many picks. When you have multiple first-rounders, not only do you have a chance to fill more holes or to talent stockpile, but you get that 5th-year option on everybody too, which is essential, because that's what it's about now, is reworking these salary caps to where you can make dudes affordable. These rookie wage scale now has changed the game. Like, if you can get a 5th-year option for a guy, that's why you have like Baltimore a couple years ago traded up with us the year we won the Super Bowl to take Lamar Jackson. Now you have a 5th-year option on a quarterback. Like, it's smart. So take those 2 picks, use them. I can't say use them wisely because Howie Roseman is the one making the pick, but just keep them and piss them away however you'd like. And for the love of God, my absolute worst case scenario, do not draft Jordan Davis, defensive tackle out of Georgia. Dude's a monster, okay? Dude's a monster. I get Fletcher Cox is old. He's definitely not worth what we're paying to meet him after we brought him back on a restructured deal. Milton Williams, 3rd-round pick last year. Very nice pick, very nice rookie year. Good for him. Good for you. And Javon Hargrave is also very good. But not only so, with Fletch being older and Hargrave being in the last year of his contract, I believe, okay, defensive tackle eventually will need to be addressed, but you can't, to me, if you're going to spend the 15th or 18th overall pick, it can't be on a dude that's just a run-stopping defensive tackle that's only on the field. Like, he's not even a 3-down player, okay? He had a monster workout. an awesome combine. And there's one of these dudes every year. And he was it this year. But you can't take those picks when you have the needs again that this team does. When your defensive line that at one point was the strong suit of this team or a strength of this team is starting to age and get a little thin in terms of depth. Now we're going to add just a plug in the middle on the defensive line with a premium pick. Like, to me, you can't. Taking Jordan Davis would be foolish. It'd be absolutely foolish. And there's one player every year, I'm assuming every fan's the same way, that, like, hey, don't take this guy. You know, Jordan Davis for me is it this year. I do not want that fucking guy. No offense to him. Sure, he's a great dude, and he's worked hard to get to this point. I just don't want to see his ass in Midnight Green next year or Kelly Green alternates the year after. I just don't. Simple as that. Give me your best and worst case scenarios on Instagram at GreasePole Podcast. You can hit me up there. Yeah, we're 10 days away from the draft, people. Also wanted to take an opportunity to plug our guy, Frank LaPlaca, host of the unofficial Cincinnati Bengals podcast. He's been on the pod before, friend of the program. I'm making an appearance on his pod again this year to do mock draft shit. So there's that, man. I will never turn down an opportunity to talk about the draft, as you know. So I am geeked. Be on the lookout for that. You can follow on Instagram as well. We'll send out all the stuff there where you can catch it. Definitely recommend his pod if you're a Bengals fan, but if you're a fan of football in general, definitely recommend it. So there's that, man. We've got, we'll see you guys next week. Tons more draft stuff coming. I'm working on a 7-round Eagles mock right now. So yeah, man, it's that time of year. Hot Joe, we love you, but I hope you have a miserable week, and I hope your dinner sucks. We love you, buddy. We'll see you guys next week. As always, go Birds. Yo, how'd Barkley put it? Looking like another grease pole night in Philly. Thanks.
Go Birds. That would be great.